Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John Gray, and I'm still living right here.
Welcome back, John.
I'm glad to be here.
We missed you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I missed all of y'all out there. You know, I missed some really cool stuff. My wife and I had went through a couple of weeks with the coronavirus, and yeah, it's for real. We didn't have a real rough time with it. Fran had a little rougher time than I did. I didn't have any symptoms.
Oh, you're amazing.
Well, of course I am.
It would have killed you probably.
No,
I'm not laughing.
It was kind of funny, and I want to give a prop up and a shout out to the health department. The health department called us every day.
That's wonderful.
And asked each of us, particularly Fran, because they started calling her, and then when I tested, they started taking.
You?
Well, no, they just started taking information on me as well. And the guy had asked me what I'd had and this, that, and the other, and I said, if this is coronavirus, I've had it for the last 5 years. Maybe 6 years, but I really didn't have. I was a little bit tireder than usual, but it's ragweed season.
Right, so you don't know.
You don't know whether it's every year in the spring and the fall for 2 weeks. You know, I cough, my eyes bleed.
Oh, gross.
Well, I mean, just water,
they
just like they just run. You have a little bit of you just don't feel good, maybe catch a little bit of a cold when the weather changes. So that's all of that stuff's normal.
But you were lucky.
You know, so yeah, I feel like I was very lucky. But I just want to say thank you to the health department for calling and checking in on us. And you know, after I was diagnosed, which was
2 weeks and a half.
She got tested on a Tuesday and got a positive on a Saturday. I tested on Saturday, got my positive back the next Wednesday, and 10 days after that, the guy's talking to us, and he said, you know, you're done.
So you don't have to worry about it?
And I thought, well, how does he know we're telling him the truth? When he asks us a question, do you have a headache? No, I don't have a headache. And I sort of figured it out. By that time, when you catch virus, you're only contagious for 10 days.
Okay, once you've got it.
Once you
test positive.
Well, I mean, but see, when I tested, that was a week, that was 4 days before I found out I was positive. So I was positive then, probably before then. So he realizes that, okay, you've been doing this for almost 2 weeks. You're either, by now, you're either finished with it and recovering, or you'd be in a hospital somewhere.
Right. So what did you do for 2 weeks? Did you have a good time?
Well,
since you weren't sick?
I cooked a lot. Of course, I cook a lot. I like to cook anyway. But
what's your favorite thing to cook?
You know, I've become a very big fan of chicken.
Good. Chicken's good for you.
I like beef. I like beef, and I like fish. I like fish as well. But there are so many things you can do with a chicken breast.
Oh, yeah.
And you can go buy chicken breast, and they're really not expensive. Beef is so expensive right now; it's just insane.
Just a pound of hamburger is, I don't know.
Pork too. I went and got some bacon the other day. It's like $8 for
it's a
pound of bacon. I mean,
we might become vegetarians.
No, chicken.
Chicken.
You can take chicken. You can take that frozen chicken breast. You can thaw it out. Throw it in the refrigerator, a couple of them the night before. The next day, chop it up into pieces. You can put any kind of flavoring on it.
Yeah.
You can put it in a salad.
And
you can make an andouille sauce with it.
It doesn't take long to cook it.
Put it over rice. Put beans in with it. Make a chili. Chicken is just
tacos are good.
Chicken tacos, chicken, all of it. You can just do anything you want with chicken.
Yeah, I'm glad.
And then you get to eat the eggs.
Right.
So
and chicken soup.
Chicken soup. I love eggs too.
Sometimes I go get like a
Are you good at frying an egg?
I'm good at anything you want to do with an egg. I am egg.
Some people are good at frying eggs, and some people aren't.
Well,
keeping it whole and keeping it.
I have never really liked fried eggs that much. I always kind of just mess mine up.
You mess them up, scramble them up, or stuff.
Up,
you like poached eggs?
I have eaten a lot of poached eggs in London. That's where I learned to eat poached eggs.
Yeah.
I had not necessarily ever had
they're a whole lot. They're a whole lot.
All
they're
we
not
did
as
was
messy.
Usually I just boil eggs because you don't have to put a bunch of junk on it. You don't have to put it on a plate.
Eggs need zippers.
Yeah, they do, don't they? That would be a good
need
idea.
zippers. You go to make a salad, you can peel a carrot, you can peel an onion, you can chop up lettuce, and then you get to the eggs.
Here's how you do it. Let me tell you.
They need a zipper.
But let me tell you, you can do eggs really easy. Once you take them off the stove where they're boiling for 10 minutes, I guess, run the hot water off, put some cold water on it, and if you'll hit the egg on both ends, it'll just come right off. I have in the past, where you go down to this little tiny thin line and your egg is torn all to pieces.
Yeah, you got little pieces coming off the size of a gnat.
But I finally learned to crack them both ends, and that worked.
So we cooked and we watched movies and watched some
good ones.
Yeah, I mean we watched. We had not seen it. Have you ever seen the Bridget Jones stories with who's that good-looking British man my wife's in love with?
Sean Connery?
No. I'll think of it here in a minute. But Bridget Jones is Renee Zellweger, and she can't get out of her way.
I do like Renee Zellweger.
She can't get out of her own way. She gets in more trouble not trying to do anything.
She's a good
in the
actress.
third one, Bridget Jones' baby, she's pregnant, and there's two guys.
Yeah.
Colin Firth is the one, the man.
Okay.
And there's two guys, and she can't figure out which one of them the daddy is because they were both. They both involved with her about a week apart.
So did they both become fathers?
And it was really kind of a sweet movie by the end. At first they became very competitive.
Yeah.
To see who was going to end up with this baby, and at the end, all three of them were caring for the baby because by the time the one who wasn't the father found out he wasn't the father, he was already in love with the baby.
Yeah.
He was. They were all bonded.
Right.
And it was a really good movie. And then How to Lose a Man in 10 Days. We watched that, which is a hilarious movie.
But my problem is I'll start watching a movie and I'll get bored real easily and I'll go to sleep and then I never know what happened. So what happened? I remember starting that one.
They end up kissing at the end. It's sort of like a Hallmark movie. So you always know you can watch the beginning of a Hallmark movie.
I hate them.
And then you can skip all the way to the last 3 minutes.
And they just make it awful. Like some girl is in love and marries a guy, and then at the last minute while she's at the altar, the other guy
shows up and
sweeps
her away. Because the guy she's getting ready to marry has 14 wives in Russia, or something like that,
I know.
So, hey, but I did miss some really, really, really cool stuff. I missed Isaac Eady at South Jackson.
And that went so well. He did a great job.
And I heard my brother was there, and I heard it was really, really good.
Yes, it was. We had a good crowd. Everybody was socially distanced.
The night was great. It looked like rain, but it didn't rain.
It turned out really nice. I was pleased. I think we had at least 200.
And then I missed Tullahoma football playing Lincoln County, and it was probably by listening to Scott Chastain and Ken Keller on the radio, it was probably the best half of football that's ever been played at Tullahoma. They were ahead. They were ahead 49-0 at halftime.
Really?
49-0 at halftime.
And then what happened?
Almost, they ended up being 56-12 or something like that.
That's amazing.
Probably a flawless half of football. And I've been involved in Tullahoma football ever since I was in the 6th grade. And I didn't get to go to that ball game.
Well, everybody says Tullahoma has a really amazing team this year.
They have a good football team.
Just very tight and very motivated, and
laid back.
Some of the younger ones have grown up, I guess, and It's
But they're kicked
good.
back. John was talking on the show this past week. He said, you know, the last time we had a really good football team, I went to these kids and I was talking to them and I was trying to get them to understand how important this next ball game was, and I thought it would motivate them, and it made them nervous.
Oh, really?
And they didn't play worth a dang, you know. And he said, this team, they're just laid back.
Nothing makes them nervous.
They're just laid
ready
back.
to
They
play.
got it. We got this.
Yeah. That's good.
They're confident. They're good, but they're not cocky.
They're good kids.
They're good
Yeah.
kids, and you know we're having a very, very good season.
I'm glad.
We're off this week. We have our bye week, and a lot of the kids have gone to.
It's yeah.
They're going to take a
little
trip,
vacation.
get away for a little bit. The problem is well, they just need to stay coronavirus free, because
That's right.
all they've got to do is be around somebody in school and get traced, and all of a sudden you could have 10 or 12 football players
That's right.
quarantined for 14 days.
So
That's
the
2
game
weeks.
is off. That's right.
And either the game's off, you haven't got enough people to play, or the team you put on the field is not your real football
right.
team. And so
there
we
you
have
go.
an opportunity to go very, very deep this year into the football season,
So,
into playoff. This could be the year for John
That'd be great. That
to
would
win
be
a
great.
championship.
I'm proud of
But maybe not. You never know. And the University of Tennessee has won football games, playing well. They play Georgia this coming weekend. That will be a big deal, because Georgia's like number 4 and Tennessee's number like 14.
Oh, wow.
And that'll be a really, really big football game.
Yeah.
So for Tennessee.
Everybody
So
will-
hey,
yeah.
it's football time. I'm glad to be back on stage here with my
I'm glad to have you,
surrogate
John.
sister right here, Miss Peggy Burton. I've missed all of y'all, and we'll be right back in a minute after these commercial messages with some more of today's Just Plain Living.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. He's tough enough to feed the man that gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right. No employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back. I'm always happy to have the horse people with me. And representing horseplay today, I have Loretta Christian down there on the end. You all have seen her before, Miss Holly.
Right.
And your last name?
Holder.
Holder. Yes. That's so easy. Holly Holder. It's pretty. It's musical. Anyway, they're always supporting something with horseplay, and this time we're talking about raising money. And let's start with the luncheon that's Friday.
Yes, ma'am.
This Friday. And it's important that we tell about it. Who wants to talk about that?
I'll talk about that.
Okay.
It's slightly modified this year. Due to COVID, we had to just do a curbside or delivery pickup. So you can call your order in at Top Rehab at 455-5189.
5189. If you all can get that up, it would be good. Anyway, it's Top Rehab.
Top Rehab.
And you pick it up there also.
Well, we'll actually pick it up at Grace Baptist Church.
Okay.
All that is on our Facebook page.
Oh, all right. And it's read that, horseplayincorporated.org, and you can find all the information.
Yes.
And do y'all have a limit on how many plates you can have?
I believe she's got enough for to order.
Yes.
No limit.
No limit. And let's talk about what's on the order. I know you get dessert and what else?
Yes, we'll have ham and turkey, mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, green beans, a roll. I believe we have some cranberry sauce.
So you get
and
everything except your drink.
Yes,
ma'am.
And that's wonderful, plus a dessert. Did
Yes.
I get that right? And is that a variety of desserts?
Yes.
Cakes or pies.
Cakes or pies? Sounds good.
It's delicious.
And the plates are $10 a piece.
I believe you said, somebody told me that if you bought 12 plates,
For
it was
$100.
$100. And that maybe you got 12 friends that you owe a meal to. What a great way to do it.
If you figure it up this way, $10 a plate, 10 plates is $100. You're getting 12 for $100.
You get 12.
You're getting
right,
two
so
free.
you got a $20 rebate there, which is nice.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a great cause, and I encourage you to call Top Rehab and make your reservations.
Place an order.
And I guess they can take a credit card over the phone. I don't know
know
that,
if we're
but
set up for
probably
Yeah.
they can.
It'll be cash or check.
Yeah, cash or check. All right.
You'll pay at Grace Baptist Church.
Okay, when you pick it up,
Yes.
you
Yes,
pay.
ma'am.
So you just trust in people to do it.
Yes, ma'am.
I love getting money ahead of time.
Actually, I'm sorry. You'll pay at you'll take your check to Top Rehab. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And then but you pick up at Grace
but you
Baptist.
pick up at Grace Baptist.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you call and order it ahead of time, they'll ask if you're going to mail your check to out to Horseplay.
Okay,
Inc.
just call the
and
them
they
and
can
they'll
call
give you
it
everything.
in. But it's
How are the bricks going? I know y'all have been selling these wonderful bricks.
the sales going okay.
Are you still
People are
open
still
to
ordering?
sell? Okay.
And that'll be an ongoing thing for quite a while because I think the patio is going to be something like 12 by 14.
12 by 14. So
Or-
do you know how many bricks that'll take?
No, ma'am.
But whatever it is, I think it's still $75 per brick.
$75.
And you can honor yourself, you can honor your friend, you can honor somebody deceased,
You can
a
honor-
horse you love.
Yes.
There's a lot of ways to honor people with this wonderful project. There was another thing that you all have going on, and
Well, we have a Christmas card fundraiser coming
Okay.
up.
Yeah.
We're going to invite families to come out and have their Christmas pictures taken at Horseplay in
What a
front of
cool
our
idea.
beautiful red barn. So
that'll be nice.
we'll have a nice Christmas scene and be watching our Facebook page for that because
Do you have a price on that yet?
The pictures of the session will be $50.
Okay.
That's basically $10 per pose. You get 5 poses, and we'll need a $25 deposit. And you set up your appointment time so that we will
So
have
to
it
set
there.
up the appointment, you call Horseplay?
Yes, call Holly or me.
And when does that start?
It'll start later this month.
Oh,
We're-
okay.
We're doing a trial run on the 10th.
It's a great way to do some Christmas gifts,
yes.
especially
Oh,
if you
yeah.
have children and you want to give the grandparents pictures or family
Yeah.
pictures. Are wonderful.
Yeah.
Because the price is going to be the same whether you have 10 people in the picture or one. Is that
Yes,
correct?
ma'am.
yes.
And that's a good deal.
You will be taking your name your address and everything. And once the pictures are made, Joe will download them or upload them on a CD, and we will mail them to you. And once you get them, you can go wherever you want to and have your pictures made.
In case there's somebody that doesn't know where Grace Baptist Church is.
It's on Avoca Road.
Avoca Road, just a little bit out of town, not
Yes,
very,
ma'am.
right
On
close
the
to the
left.
fire station, I think.
Yes, ma'am.
In fact, I think it's the next building after the fire station. Anyway, it's a great opportunity, so please take advantage of a big meal for who has time to cook that. Yeah. You are the program director, right, Holly?
Well, I just took that role on, so it's very new.
Do you have some new things in your mind that you may want to do after the first of the year?
Well, we just want to keep improving the quality of our program.
Of your program.
I'm sure there'll be some new adventures that we'll take on, but for now I want to just keep up with the quality.
Things are looking good out there. I love the signs that the gentleman did, and Paul, was that his name?
PJ.
PJ. I thought it's Paul.
Yeah, Paul's the man that did it.
Anyway, wonderful job, and they look so classy. And I know that the horseplay can use some goods, correct? If people want to donate, what sort of things do you need more than anything?
To donate, we could always use cleaning supplies, paper towels, anything to clean tack toilet paper, yes, soap, hand soap.
Because you have that nice bathroom.
Yes, that is
I'm thrilled to death about that.
Our most favorite improvement this year.
Yeah. So there's always a need for. Do you have to buy hay, or do you have hay on the property?
We have to buy as well as what we can cut ourselves.
So if there's somebody out there that has hay that's just hanging in their barn, you could bring it to Horseplay. And where is that located? On 130?
It's on at 815 West Side Drive or Highway 130.
130, yeah. Close to the entrance to West Middle School, I believe.
Yeah.
Easy, can't miss it.
On the O'Shahan nursery property.
You still have those little cats.
Oh,
We
yes.
do.
We
I love those little cats.
They are
I guess they're growing.
Yes, they're getting much bigger.
And when will you close down? For people that don't remember, Horseplay is for handicapped children or special needs children, so that they can ride for free and feel the freedom of riding a horse. When will the program close this year?
We'll end November 3rd.
November 3rd. Mm-hmm. So you've got a lot to do before then.
Oh, yes.
And who takes care of everything after it closes?
Well, we have staff. We have Amanda Duke. She's our barn manager.
She's still working.
Yes, and Katie and we all come out there to work with the horses through the winter and keep them
great. Well, it's a wonderful program, and we're running out of time.
Yeah, and we really need people to sign up as volunteers for 2021. We always need volunteers. We have a lot of volunteers on the book.
We're going to have to go because they're cutting me off. But anyway, I appreciate y'all coming. Don't forget the luncheon, which is Friday. Call that number, make a reservation, pick it up Friday at between 11 and
1:30.
It starts at
1:30. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was good to have you. We'll be back.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family caring for your family since 1932.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Good morning. Today I introduce to you Kara J. Kemp, my daughter by another mother, and I'm so happy to see you. Kara is famous not only for being close to me, but she's a storyteller, a creative writer, a culture builder, and we're fixing to have a storytelling event at South Jackson Civic Center on October 17th, and we're anxious to get at least 20 people signed up. That's about all we're going to be able to do in this COVID year. So, how are you?
I'm really well, Peggy. I'm excited to be back in Tullahoma for a little bit and be able to share some story with a few people. I always enjoy driving down the back roads to get there, for one. It's always a great drive to be there. But I'm mostly excited about helping people discover some stories and getting some stories on their feet. In this time of quarantine and being shut in, I think it's a really great creative outlet.
Absolutely. Let me tell people how to get reservations. October 17th, which is Saturday, from 4 o'clock until 6, we're having the workshop. And in order to be a part of it, you have to call South Jackson Civic Center, 931-455-5321, because we can't do reservations online for this particular event. We have to do it through the phone. And we hope that we'll get a good team. We've got several people lined up. And I'd like for you to tell me a few things about what they need to bring with them, how you'll get started, what they need.
Sure. So I, as you know, and as you have fostered in me, I have a great love for music and for language. So mostly someone shows up, you can bring the bare bones of just yourself, a piece of paper, and a writing utensil, and you will be fine in this particular setup. We can totally work with that. However, if you are musically inclined, which I think a lot of people that are drawn to South Jackson, especially with the country show and all the music that's alive in the community, if you are a songwriter or if you are someone who enjoys singing, I have some prompts to use songs and melody to be able to start you in the writing process of your story, to help bring alive what may be stirring around in your head. So if there's a song that you love to sing or that just runs in the constant jukebox, then bring that along too. But we will spend 2 hours. I'm going to give some prompts for starting the story. I'm going to give you some exercises for being able to bring it on its feet and use the things that already exist within you to make that story come alive.
Will you be able to give each individual a limited amount of time during this to tell maybe a portion of their story or their
yes.
song that they write or their poem? I was so excited to hear about Brandon Leaks on America's Got Talent. He's a storyteller and a poet, and he won this year.
It's amazing. I have not seen it, but I think that is just so amazing. And I mean, we have been telling stories since the dawn of time. So, so I'm glad that stories are getting their due finally in the spotlight.
The thing is, everybody has a story, and they maybe don't know how to get it out. I had a storyteller that wrote books on the show today, or last week, whenever we show this, it'll be last week. But she's excited about you coming, and the fact that somebody else in the world is interested in stories, and maybe you all can hook up on this. So this is the second time we've done a storytelling event. Last year we had Mark Lamb, and he did a great job. Everybody, I think I was laid up with my knee surgery, but everybody that went was very impressed, and they're anxious to come back again with your storytelling workshop. And I hope.
Well, thank you. I'm excited to hear it, and excited to get them to start some stories with me. And if they attended Mark's workshop, he and I work together and do a lot of collaboration. So if they have been to his workshop last year, I hope they bring a piece of those stories, because we can continue to work on it. The one thing that I really love about in-person workshops is that we do get to really customize where are you at with your story, being able to speak just a little bit of it, or share a couple minutes of it, and then be able to have a sounding board to see where it goes to next, so we can really dive in and work with those stories.
So that people know a little bit about your background. You're a graduate of the University of Tennessee in theater and drama, and tell us a few of things that you've done in Murfreesboro and also in Knoxville and different places.
Sure, happy to. So yes, I graduated with theater and immediately opened up a theater company in Knoxville with some friends. So performance and storytelling really go hand in hand for me. I have always enjoyed the stage. I toured around the world for about a decade, and then I came back to Murfreesboro, and when I returned, I got back to the stage, and I started, I took some workshops with a lady named Minton Sparks, who is pretty well known on the storytelling circuit. And she opened up this fascination for me with creating my own show. So I created a storytelling show called Kittens on the Keys, which was a dedication to my mother and my grandmother. And then I started to, I now produce a stage called the Bloom Stage, where we combine music and visual arts and storytelling and poetry. And we put up a show on a quarterly basis, helping people foster their stories and just strengthen our community through the stories and the poetry and the art that we create. And then I also produce a show which is a benefit for the United Way, which takes community leaders and they tell their story, and then hairstyling is happening on stage. So we get a lot of stories that are out there, and so I'm just trying to highlight all the ones that are out there.
That is fabulous, Kara. And for those people that don't know where Tullahoma, Tennessee is, that's where the South Jackson Civic Center is located, Tullahoma, Tennessee. You'll cross the bridge and you can't miss it. And I'm so excited about having you. I know our time is getting short, and I wanted to mention the fact that I think storytelling helps people with PTSD, people that are holding things in that have hurt them, or maybe they're funny people, whatever. But there's so much relief in telling your story. Now, we're going to get cut off here in just a second. I just want to tell you how much I love you and how much I appreciate you doing this. And I'm looking forward to the 17th of October.
Thank you so much, Peggy. I love you too. And I really am looking forward to the opportunity to be in with you all and seeing what stories there are to tell.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
My great-grandfather started it in 1900, and now it's 2020, which is 120 years. We still measure your feet, still try to help you find a good fit. We're just a good old-fashioned shoe store where we'll measure your feet, make sure you're in the right size, and help you find a comfortable shoe for men, women, and children.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
Ah, the glory days. Running to daylight on the gridiron and chasing a ball with a mind of its own. Cheering the team to victory and marching to the beat of your own drum. Memories that last a lifetime. But sometimes we're reminded of our glory days in ways we'd rather forget. Get back in the game. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live and play well.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
I'm John Rickman. And I'm Pat Welch, and we're at segment 28, I believe, on the Conversations with John and Pat. Segment 28.
Ain't it great?
It's going to be great.
I've got a song here, Pat. I wrote it many, many years ago, early 70s, and it really is kind of appropriate for today because it's called This Old Tattoo. You've seen some of the body art that is being done today, and this song was written many years ago.
When you're saying today, you're not talking about the current day, this 24-hour period. You're talking about other times you're living in.
Each day you'll see somebody that has a lot of tattoos on them. And this is about...
Let me ask you something, John, before you start really getting after it there. We're going to have any kind of segue for our first segment here?
Probably not. I mean...
I'll sit here and enjoy the music, and also to see if we can come up with something.
Something to bridge it.
Yeah.
All right. I got a Dear John letter this morning from my sweetheart Betty Lou. She told me she was tired of me and she found somebody new. I'll never get over losing her, no matter what I do, 'cause I'm stuck here with her memory and this old tattoo. I could search around for another girl by the name of Betty Lou, but after loving her so long, no other Betty Lou will do. A long sleeve shirt or Band-Aid might hide what makes me blue, but it won't remove her memory or this old tattoo. Her name enclosed within a heart won't disappear or fade. I never thought that we would part when I had it made. How can I forget the past and find somebody new when I'm haunted by her memory and this old tattoo? Then then I got influenced by a little story I heard from an old farmer in Marshall County. Well, I guess I'm like the farmer who was milking his cow old sag. A storm came up, a lightning struck the cow. The farmer's left holding the bag. Now Betty Lou's gone to greener pastures, and now that we are through, I'm left here holding memories and this old tattoo. Man, what a song.
That was something else, John. Did you write that?
Yeah, I did. I was working
at
at
a dark, depressed day, or
well, I was working at a mobile home factory in Chapel Hill, and there was a fellow who had a heart with an arrow through it with a girl's name. I said, "That is your wife's name?" He said, "No, that was a girlfriend I had before I married my wife." You know, too many people commit to these tattoos too early in life, then they regret them. Maybe, I guess.
And I would say when the ink starts sagging as the skin sagged, that also would make for some problems too.
Could be, Pat. Now,
well, it's a little stretch, John, but you said something about Band-Aids and tattoos applied with needles, so maybe we can go that into the medical side of some history in Tullahoma and talk about Dr. Cowan today.
Yes.
And J.B. Cowan there's our picture, thank you, Philip. He was the chief surgeon to General Nathan Bedford Forrest, and we want to emphasize today we're not talking about General Forrest, who sometimes can be a kind of controversial figure, but in the Civil War, the generals weren't down in a bunker directing operations from cameras and so forth. They were a lot of them were almost on the front lines. In fact, in Franklin, there were in the Battle of Franklin in '63, there were 5 Confederate generals killed in that one battle alone. So the generals a lot of times were close to the front, and their surgeons were highly regarded and valuable people, and those that were selected were historically noteworthy. And J.B. Cowan, General Cowan was born, of course, in the early 1800s. He was raised in Fayetteville and went to medical school. My research yesterday came up with 2 sites. One of said he was educated in Philadelphia, and one was educated in New York. But Dr. Mike Bradley, from retired history professor at Motlow, his research said that he was in Philadelphia, and so since we have great respect for Dr. Bradley, we'll defer that he was educated in Philadelphia. When he was right before the Civil War began, he was practicing medicine in Meridianville, Alabama, and after he enlisted, he went to a training area and where they were starting to ship him out area in Memphis, and while he was in Memphis, somehow he did well enough to got General Forrest's attention, and he made him his chief surgeon, and had tended to him multiple times, but the time it evidently was the most painful. He had a boil on his backside, and Dr. Cowan said that was probably the most crucial.
That made riding the horse hard to do.
It made it really hard to do. He, after the war, he set up practice eventually in Tullahoma, and supposedly in 1909, when he passed away, he was at the old drugstore, which I remember it as Taylor's Drug, where the Veranda House is now. He was at a drugstore there getting a prescription for a patient and had a heart attack and died. And somehow, I've done a lot of work on this, John, but can't find out exactly what was going on. Somehow he
So right now it's a legend rather than
and possibly a myth.
Myth, perhaps.
There was some kind of quarantine, medical quarantine for some disease it affected the area at the time, and they would not allow him to be buried in his regular plot. And somehow he was buried in the Harton plot, and Mr. Harton, that's so well known, John W. Harton, he was in his mid or late 20s at the time, and they buried Dr. Cowan there and then moved him to his current spot in Oakwood Cemetery. Pull up his foot marker, if you don't mind, Philip. There's this, it's in Oakwood Cemetery. Oakwood is full of history, of course.
Right.
And now this is not myth. I know that Dr. Cowan, this thing did take place, in that when Mr. Harton got a little bit older and realized that he would pass away at some point, he said that he certainly appreciated Dr. Cowan keeping his grave warm. And so we're getting a signal that that's the end of session 28, and wasn't it great?
Wasn't it great?
Right.
What's our fate?
Only P-Head can decide that, and this is the end of the conversation. But today, it's not the end. We've got plenty of stories to go.
Ah, the glory days. Running to daylight on the gridiron and chasing a ball with a mind of its own. Cheering the team to victory and marching to the beat of your own drum. Memories that last a lifetime. But sometimes we're reminded of our glory days in ways we'd rather forget. Get back in the game. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live and play well.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
Hello everyone, Governor Bill Lee. The 2020 census is underway and more than 60% of Tennesseans have already been counted. I want to encourage every household that hasn't yet responded to the census to do so now. An accurate census will bring more of our federal tax dollars back to Tennessee communities to support services that we all like health care, education, roads, and so much more. Log on to 2020census.gov to answer some simple questions about the people living in your home. You can also respond by phone or mail in your questionnaire. It should only take a few minutes and can mean so much for your family and your community. Help shape the future of Tennessee by responding to the 2020 census today.
It's not Invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. It's a Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, after several ball games were canceled and Nolensville ended up with the coronavirus and we tried to get another team in and they couldn't come, we ended up getting Brainerd School from Chattanooga to come in here this past weekend and play us a football game where we could have our homecoming, and that's exactly what happened. We played a good ball game against Brainerd and won that football team. They're a good 3A football team, and but the thing about it is that we had some beautiful young ladies who were riding in convertibles on a beautiful fall night. It was homecoming in Tullahoma, Tennessee.
First in line are
the escorts. Grant Chadwick represents the freshman class. Jake Martin is representing the sophomore class. Brody Melton is representing the junior class. William Zevick, Mason Highfield, and John Ellis are escorting the senior attendants. Now we would like to recognize the freshman homecoming attendant, Miss Lily Melton. Lily's driver is her father, Sam Melton. And the family would like to thank Mike Melton for the use of their car. Next, being chauffeured by her father, William Rigney, is sophomore attendant Miss Casey Payne. Next is the junior attendant, Miss Haley Smith. She has been driven by her father, Jonathan Smith. The family would like to thank the Sam McNabb family for the use of their car.
Have you doing anything else?
Our flower girl, Ava Locklear, and crown barrel, Fisher Goodman, are next. Ava and Fisher are being driven by Justin Tibbles. The families would also like to thank Justin for the use of their car. We now recognize senior attendant Miss Victoria Campbell, who is being taxied by James Myers and also driven by James Myers. Now we have senior attendant Miss Allie Cardwell. She is driven by her father, Mark Cardwell, and a car provided by Tom and Karen Rice.
That's it. But there, you know, there's
Our final senior attendant is Miss Aubrey Sharon, who is riding in a car donated by the Hammond family and driven by her father, Chris Sharon.
Oh, okay.
That's all right.
Really? Well, yeah, back then, yeah. That's a pretty good one.
The daughter of Amy Morris and Sam Melton. She is a member of the volleyball and basketball teams. Tonight, Lily is escorted by Grant Chadwick. Grant is the son of Richie and Kara Chadwick. He is a member of the THS football, basketball, and soccer teams.
Yeah, he came, I was off, like my father. He was down there working.
freshman Ella Diamond and presented with flowers by Elizabeth English.
The two front lines, one and two, there's some kind of filter, and Navigo didn't realize it was, we were supposed to be changing. And I guess maybe when Eric came, he was like, well, we're supposed to be changing that, right? And I was like, they never been told that it's that needs to be done. So I don't know what it was, some kind of filter. He came and did those. Yeah.
Congratulations, Ms. Melson. The sophomore attendant is Ms. K.T. Payne. Tonight she is escorted by Jake Martin. KT is the daughter of Crystal Rigney and William Rigney. KT enjoys archery and spending time with her family. KT is escorted by Jake Martin. He is the son of Sue and Keith Chandler. He is a member of the Tullahoma High School football and baseball team.
Yeah, I heard about that. Well, I asked Eric, I said, can we just have the line?
KT will be sashed by sophomore Zaylin Spinner. Her flowers are presented by freshman Madeline Muse and sophomore Kendra Young.
But if you mention and say, why don't y'all just have a line and not a bus? Pretty soon. And if it goes off and we know it's having a problem, we can still operate. You can't talk to the lady over anyway. I mean, it's geared to us. Well, we was coming down the road and we had a lovely water line. Hotel out there by Walmart yesterday.
Congratulations, Ms. Payne. The homecoming attendant elected by the junior class is Ms. Kaylee Smith. Her escort is Brody Melton. Kaylee is the daughter of Jonathan and Carla Smith. She is in National Honor Society. She is junior class president, member of the varsity soccer team, Action Elite soccer team, member of National Honor Society, and student council. Brody Melton is the son of Amy Morris and Sam Melton. He is a member of the THS football, basketball, and baseball teams. He also officiates Frank Mullins football on the weekends. Sashing Miss Smith will be junior Justin Sells. Presenting her flowers is junior Bison Lynn. Congratulations to junior attendant Miss Smith.
I like it cold with my body.
Arthritis hits.
Oh, yeah. By the way, how's that doing? It's doing good so far. Do a shot every 2 weeks. Let's get myself a shot every 2 weeks.
Preceding the senior attendants are the flower girl and crown bearer, Ava Locklear and Fisher Goodman. Miss Ava Locklear is the daughter of Brian and Casey Locklear. Ava is in the 1st grade at Robert E. Lee. She plays soccer and helps out on the farm. When she grows up, she wants to be a farmer and a mom. Fisher Goodman is the son of Brady and Emily Goodman. Fisher is in 2nd grade at Bel Air. He plays baseball and wrestles. When Fisher grows up, he would like to become a principal. Ms. Locklear will be crowned by freshman Jocelyn Turrentine. Fisher is receiving a football signed by the 2020 THS varsity football team from freshman Xavier Fowler.
Then the big toe.
And then, if we get my foot, then I can go. I can go for a week or 2 to get hurt. It'll be all right. All of a sudden, hit my knee. It'll be over.
Our first nominee for Homecoming Queen is Tori Campbell, escorted by John Ellis. Tori is the daughter of Larry Campbell. She is National Honor Society Chair. She is a member of the National English Honor Society, FBLA, HOSA, Spanish Club, Girls Coding Club, and she enjoys kickboxing. Her future plans include becoming a biomedical engineer. John Ellis is the son of Richard and Michelle Ellis. He is a member of the THS soccer team, National Honor Society, Mu Alpha Theta. He enjoys playing intramural volleyball at Fraser McEwen with friends. His future plans include completing a 4-year degree from a university. Sashing Miss Campbell will be sophomore class president Hannah Chester. Presenting her flowers is student body president Catherine Hills.
Get one. Good to see you.
Come down to you sometime.
I'll stop in there when usually when I'm feeling bad and going in the hurt.
Yeah. You can come by one day. See you right out there.
Here, I'm gonna go.
I was gonna say you can never stop up here.
But still, you gotta live hot, you know?
Yep. Well, it's good to see y'all.
Good to see you.
Congratulations, Miss Campbell. Miss Allie Cardwell is our next Homecoming Queen nominee. She is escorted by Mason Highfield. Miss Cardwell is the daughter of Mark and Wendy Cardwell. She is a varsity cheerleader, a member of the Leader Academy, a volunteer for the Humane Society, member of the Distinguished Young Women's Scholarship Program, and a member of DECA. Her post-high school plans include attending the University of Alabama and becoming a pediatrician. Mason is the son of Joey and Dita Highfield. He is a member of FBLA, enjoys fishing, hunting, and baseball. Congratulations, Ms. Cardwell. Our third and final senior homecoming queen nominee is Aubrey Sharon. She is escorted by William Zebick. Aubrey is the daughter of Kimberly and Chris Sharon. She is the THS band captain, THS band field commander, and plays the French horn. THS FBLA President, Senior Class Vice President, Academic Award winner in the Distinguished Young Women Program, Website Manager for Show Me a Healthy State member of the National Honor Society, a member of the National English Honor Society, and Mu Alpha Theta. She's also a member of the Music City Brass, First United Methodist Church Assembly. Her future plans are to attend Stanford University and then afterwards become a criminal defense lawyer. William is the son of Sharon and Bill Zebick. He is a member of the THS baseball and golf teams. After graduating, he plans to attend college on a baseball scholarship. And now we will announce your senior class attendance and the 2020 Tullahoma Wildcat Football Homecoming Queen. The first senior homecoming attendant we will announce is Tori Campbell. Ms. Campbell, please step forward. Your crown will be presented to you by Principal Jason Quick.
Hi, John.
The next senior homecoming attendant is Miss Allie Cardwell. Allie, would you please step forward? You will be crowned by Principal Jason Quick.
Well, Rick and Beth are supposed to be here.
And now we are proud to present the 2020 Tullahoma Wildcat Football Homecoming Queen, Ms. Aubrey Sharon. Ms. Sharon is being sashed by Senior Class for Vice President Petros Pitaninos and Student Body Vice President Amy Pham. The Queen is being crowned tonight by Principal Jason Quick. And now William Zevick will bestow a new tradition, the homecoming fist bump. Congratulations to Ms. Sharon for being voted the 2020 Tullahoma Wildcat Football Homecoming Queen. Ladies and gentlemen, for the honor bestowed upon them by their classmates. Thank you to the THS students, class, and student body officers, the THS band, and the THS Junior ROTC Honor Detail, and the parents of the court for their help with the homecoming festivities this evening.
This is the face of a fighter.
I'm fighting to keep Tennesseans working.
I'm fighting for time with my friends.
I'm fighting for football on Saturday.
I'm fighting to see my students back in the classroom.
We're fighting for our small business.
I'm fighting to keep my family safe.
Whatever you're fighting for, it's time for all Tennesseans to fight back. Until there's a vaccine for COVID-19, this is the face of a fighter. Face it, masks fight COVID-19.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the paint. Uh-oh. I just knocked a tree over. This is the paint doctor. I got the color wheel. Now, you know what a color wheel is? It is the wheel at the paint works where you pick all your colors to paint your room. It could be a multicolored beard. It could be a underarm fan. You never can tell. One thing we do know is that it's time to paint. You know, you can make your wife very happy if you go to your house and paint some rooms, or you paint the outside of the house, the inside of the house. It makes them feel very good because you work hard for them and they like that. All women like to see their man sweat, you know? They do. Honeydew is what they do. And you get to do it too. So you go to the Paintworks at 1960 North Washington Street and you see David Heikkinen over there, and he's the real paint doctor. He fix you up with color. It's so nice when the color is right. Go to Paintworks today. Martin Senor. See? Martin Senor. Right there. Martin Senor at the Paintworks. Bye, and we see you next time. I'm burning up.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most.
Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network. You know, folks, I can't think of anything that would make me more happy on my return to this show in front of you. That's the first thing, but the second thing is to have my buddy Lyle Russell here with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
Well, thank you, John.
Hi,
appreciate it.
My friend, how are you? What are you pushing today?
Well, first, I'm glad you're feeling better.
Oh, I'm feeling excellent.
Heard you're under the weather, so
not bad, but you know, it just depends on who you are and how that thing treats you. I guess,
that's very true. Well, I stopped by today to tell you I got a little bit of exciting news. You know, with some of the restrictions that were lifted by the governor's Tennessee pledge, we're working on some plans right now to start some programming back up. So,
good.
Nothing definitive yet, but we're trying to figure out a safe way to return to doing lunch and learns, and we're looking into some of the fall sports, possibly junior NBA. So we've got some upcoming programs that may show a return to a little bit of normalcy with our events at Parks and Rec. So, but since we're not there yet, I brought by today something that I made that I have put out there for parents to
that's great
to use. You know, it's fall break right now, so you know, when parents are home with their kids, and well, even when it's not fall break, even when they're just home on a weekend or something, and it's a dreary day and you don't have anything to do, you always hear, I'm bored.
Right.
You know, anybody who
can't go to the indoor pool, can't go play basketball, can't.
Right. So we were sitting around trying to come up with some ways that we could bring some programming to our citizens out there, and so we came up with this thing right here. Now this is 2 cards. I've got it together on one sheet, but this is 2 cards, and these are free. You can go on our website and download it, or you can go to our Facebook page and download it. But this is called the I'm Bored Nature Explorer Hunt. It's like a scavenger hunt.
I'm bored, find me something.
Well, I'm going to leave this with you to give you something to do later today. But what we've done is we've gone through and picked out on each card, there's 15 things that you can go outside or go and do around your yard or at your house to just give you something to do. You know, for example, like this one up here, there's 2 different colors, red and blue. Red is a little bit easier, blue is a little bit harder, and these are geared for little kids. But you know, take a selfie if you have a tablet or a camera, or draw yourself with a tree. Find a fungus and draw it. One of the other ones is go for a walk with a grown-up and pick up 3 pieces of trash while you're out there if it's safe to do so. So it's just little things like that that kids can do. And the cool thing about this is that parents can modify this any way they want to. If they want to make it harder, want to make it easier, you know, gear it towards your child. But when they come to you and you're standing there doing something, oh, Mom, I'm bored, or Dad, I'm bored, you can pull out one of these cards and say, here you go. And this may take more than a day to do. A couple of these are a little bit hard. So that was one of the things we started with. Like I said, this is for younger kids.
Right.
I'm working on one for a little bit older, you know, teenager
that's wonderful
section kids. And then I'm also working on an adult one. For parents that want to go out and do something like this too, or for groups of friends that want to try to get together and, you know, in these times of COVID and go outdoors and do some things. So those are forthcoming, but the one for little kids is here.
You know, I can remember back in the day, I mean, church groups and everyone would have treasure hunts. And they would go out and you'd have teams, youth teams, and you'd have to search the community.
Yeah.
You know, and of course that's when people were you could put 20 in a car.
Exactly.
And you know, with young people, and they were having a big time going looking for the red ball with a purple dot in the middle of it somewhere.
Exactly. Or find this sign and take a picture with it.
Right. So no, this is a great idea.
And this is something that can be done by themselves. You don't have to have a group. You can give this card to them with a little adult guidance, you know, for the younger ones, so they can know what they're looking for. Yes, and don't eat anything that you find. Don't eat the mushrooms in your yard or any of that kind of stuff. Kids like to do that, you know. So I want to taste it and put it in my mouth. So yeah, we came up with that, and like I said, we're working on a couple of other ones. So we're pretty excited about that. It's not.
That's great, man.
It's not normal programming yet, but it's something that you can do at home.
It can be.
Yeah.
You ought to have rack cards of those things down there from now on.
Yeah, we could do that. But we made them free to download. You can go on our website and pull those off, print them, or you can just leave them on your phone if you don't want to waste paper.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just outstanding.
Yeah, well, thank you. And in other news, we're trying to do some things outdoors, and we were the recipient of a $1,000 grant from the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency for aquatic stream cleanup. And so our grant proposal nominated the new trailhead over by the Food Lion and Ollie's parking lot right there, by where the old Fuji factory used to be. So that's now the Greenway Trailhead, and Rock Creek runs adjacent to that for about 120 yards or so from the Lincoln Street Bridge down to the edge of our property. And so we got this grant to go down in there and clean up the shoreline, clean out some of the trash that blows in off of the parking lot, clean out the stream, and make it just a nicer place to be.
Behind Aldi's?
Not that far back yet. The Greenway hasn't gone that far back. Future plans, hopefully we will be able to expand it going back towards where Farrah Elementary is.
Yeah, because that's a sort of a ravine back there that comes off of that back road.
Yeah, this is before that.
It's ugly back there.
Yeah, it's pretty thick. But what we're doing here is we're just going to clean out the shoreline from the bridge, like I said, about 100 yards down. That's the first phase. Right. Then the second phase is we're going to go in and remove some of the dead wood and some of the little scrub trees and make it a nice place that you can go down there and sit, if you wanted to go down there and have lunch, or just make it a more scenic view of the creek from the Greenway. A lot of people, you say Rock Creek around here, and the people who have lived here a long time know where it is. But some of the newer folks, like, we have a creek, we have Rock Creek in Tullahoma.
Oh yeah.
It's because it's covered up in a lot of places. So we were really excited to get that grant. We're going to be starting on that phase here pretty soon. And then the final phase will be we're going to plant some pollinator gardens down there. That's adjacent to the water. Plant, native plants like milkweed and things that butterflies, bees, and pollinators. That's why we call it that. Things
Please
that they
no
like.
Ragweed.
No, we're trying to get out of the ragweed business.
Thank you.
Although pollinators do like that kind of stuff, but yeah. So we're going to plant some things down there and make it an educational site as well. So we're excited about that, and that's getting ready to kick off here pretty soon. So we'll be looking for some volunteer groups. It'll be a little bit more specialized. You'll be using some yard tools and getting down in there in the water in the creek. Right. And that water's going to be cold, so wear your waders.
Kids love doing that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Hey, what is now? I'm going to ask you two questions. One, it's Rock Creek.
Yes.
And as you follow that creek on out, you will find areas out toward Peggy's house, out that way, where there are shoals of creek rock, brown rock, gravelly type rock. As a matter of fact, I can remember people going down in there with dump trucks and getting that stuff out to put that kind of rock on driveways.
Yes.
Can you transport some of that down to where we're talking about and maybe have a little rock shoal right there where people could, or will it, I'm sure you'd have to have some kind of person from the state come down here and say, this is okay if you do this here. But I think it'd be pretty cool once you get that cleaned up if you could bed some rock in there, like a little gravel beach or something like that, where kids could stand there and.
That's possible.
Just a thought.
Well, what we're going to look at first is once we clear it out, let's see there may be some of that already there. You can't see it right now.
Right, for sure.
So once we get it cleared out, we'll do a reassessment. But we have had the folks from the Tennessee Department of Environmental Conservation came down and looked at it for any rare plant species or trees or anything like that. And I've had the Division of Forestry come through and tell me what would be good to keep and what we should get rid of.
Good.
So our next visit will be from the stormwater folks to make sure that we're not going to remove or damage anything that they've got going with, rain runoff and things like that. We don't want to interfere with that. But once we get the thumbs up from them, we're ready to start clearing some brush. So that's exciting.
That's wonderful. Yeah, I remember a couple of years ago when we had a cleanup of Rock Creek down by the high school, and all of the trash that came out of there, from tires to bicycles to, I mean, it was amazing the amount of trash that came out of that small amount of creek.
Right. And that's the focus of the grant too, is the aquatic stream cleanup. And so we were one of 5 communities that got that this year.
Good for
so
you.
I was excited. That's the first grant I've ever written that I've gotten. So
good man.
I was really excited.
Go Lyle. Go. Now I'm gonna put you to the test.
Yes.
Where you see ragweed a lot, there's also a beautiful little yellow, bright yellow flower that almost looks like not a buttercup, but a black-eyed Susan, but it's not.
It's probably a member of the aster family, which is a type of sunflower.
Real bright.
I think I know what you're talking about.
With one dark center, small dark center, and then but the leaf, this probably has 5 to 6 petals on it,
and they're narrow,
bright yellow, almost waxy, shiny looking. They're so bright.
Without seeing it, I can't name it specifically, but from the description, if it's what I'm thinking of, it's a member of the aster family, which is a type of sunflower.
When you go across Rock Creek, or when you head down Cedar Lane, it's there's some right there by that creek.
I'll drive by and take a look.
Right there, I believe.
Yeah. We have a lot of
up by the hospital, by the nursing home up there. There's some on the side up there.
Yeah, I think I know what you're
beautiful.
talking about. There's we've got several different species of sunflowers. You know, most people think the giant sunflower head that you get seeds out of, but even some of the smaller ones. This is probably the more common one you'd think of. But there's little ones that only have, like you said, 4 or 5 leaves on it. There's a couple of very rare species that are around here. We don't have any, I think, locally in any of our parks. But there's some in the natural areas, like at May Prairie over in Manchester and out at Short Springs.
Okay.
But those are all part of the aster family. They're sunflowers. So.
All right, that aster. Wouldn't you know he'd get his name on something else?
I know.
That's what happens when you got that kind of money.
That's right.
Okay, folks. Lyle, thank you, buddy, for being here.
Hey, anytime.
We'll be back after these messages.
Thank you.
John Jacob Astor.
Hi, I'm Cindy.
And I'm Jacob. I'm the Rooster.
And I'm the Red Maiden. And we would like to welcome you to
Roosterwear.
Yes, Roosterwear is a cottage industry producing accessories for men, women, children, babies, and pets. All items are hand cut and sewn locally. Roosterwear specializes in bow ties, pocket squares, scarves, cufflinks, neckties, and aprons of all sizes for all ages. Baby products include onesies, diaper covers, bibs, and burp pads. All bow ties, tie it yourself or pre-tied, come with an adjustable neckband. All products can be made with the material of your choice, as special orders are available upon request. Don't be standing back looking at fashion. Create your own with Roosterwear.
Come visit us at
roosterandredmaiden.com
to find our handcrafted designs for
the cock of the walk.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Since the moment you were born, I've made 1,000 wishes. Wishes for your future in a world that's changing fast. Do play and laugh. Do win and lose. Do it all with confidence, kindness, and strength. And always do your best to remember that no matter what you do in this life, what matters to me is that you keep doing.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, we're back, and Peg, it's hey, we made it through another, made it through a show.
Day, yeah.
I like that Lyle Russell. He is a good
guy.
Oh, he's
yes,
a great
he
guy.
is. I love him.
And you know, to come up with some of these things that they come up with, that's a great idea. And I'm bored. nature scavenger hunt, you know?
Yeah, it's a
that you
great,
give
great
your
idea
kids
to get out in the wilderness and you don't have to worry about social distancing.
Kids don't get out. And I was reading something the other day that Ed Hogue had written about living in Nashville and growing up in Nashville when it wasn't the way it is now.
Yeah.
And it's sort of the same way Tullahoma was, is, you know, the only thing you had to do when you went outside of your house was be close enough where you could hear your mom or dad scream when it was dinner time. Bill Pack Sr. gave my mother an official's whistle.
Oh, really?
And you could hear that whistle from Druid Lane all the way from the next neighborhood, and that's what Mom would blow when it's time to come home. She'd blow that whistle.
You know, I was footloose and fancy free all over the farm, and nobody cared if I was home or not.
No.
I had to be at the supper table. That was my job.
And the thing about it is, if you roamed into another neighborhood, everybody knew whose kids were.
And
they
you
watched.
raised each other's kids.
Oh, yeah.
Community raises the family.
That's right.
That's
right.
important. And I hate to see that go.
I was glad to see, we have a short bit of time here left. I was glad to see your interview with Kara.
Kara is a fabulous teacher and storyteller and everything
and
else.
I was at the last event she had where the gentleman was here,
right.
Lamb, and it was wonderful. And this will be wonderful. And if you are a writer, you know, don't think, oh, I can't do that, because there are going to be people there who do this all the time. That's not what it's about. This is to get you, the novice, to feel comfortable.
And she encourages
doing some stuff.
Songwriters fit in that same category because they're storytellers.
Yeah,
good songwriters.
That's it. And we've got to go. Our story is told. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so glad to be back here in front of you. And we'll guarantee you we'll just keep on doing this as long as you keep watching. See you next time.